Okay. All right, we are live now. All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our live stream for today. Um, just a second. I'm kind of getting confused. I usually don't do this anymore. So let me quickly. All right, I'll just share my screen then. Right. So this is Angelo, by the way. Good morning, everyone. Ohayo minasan. It's nice to see you guys, or at least you can see us. So to those who are gonna be watching live on Facebook, I forgot my phone downstairs. How am I gonna check if I'm live? I'm sure I'm live. Anyway, it's been a while since I last talked to you. So I'm here right now for Anicon Asia, and we are here with our guest, the lovely, always kawaii, Miss Mika-san. How are you doing,
Thank you.
Mika-san?
Hello. Ohayo minasan. I'm good. Hello, my name is Mika from KUAS. I'm very pleased to meet you for those who are watching live right now.
All right. Thank you for um, having us as well, or joining us as well for this morning's live stream. We will be discussing mainly everyone. Of course, as always with Anicon, our goal is to give you guys a better future in terms of studying abroad. And you know our history, how we started, and we are quite biased with Japan, as you all know. And now we are back in promoting the destination itself. We started our career in promoting study abroad in Japan with language classes, and now we are promoting higher education, of course, with our exclusive partner, our exclusive schools working with us only for Japan, Kyoto University of Advanced Studies. Sorry, my bad. Advanced Studies, or KUAS. So we are happy to introduce them to you. But before that, let me quickly share my screen just to give you an idea on what this segment is all about, which I'm hoping you'll be encountering more as we go with this concept. All right. Hopefully, everyone can see my screen. Damn it, I hate when I forget my phone. Anyways, so this segment is called Anikontuhan. All right, this is a play around the word kwentuhan, which is a storytelling or just a random discussion about stuff. Right, of course, with the play with the word Anikon, which is who we are. We are trying to do something different versus the usual webinar study abroad programs. We try to discuss more on what you guys want to hear and want to what to realize, so it's much more simple when you decide to study abroad, because the thing is, with study abroad there are tons of stuff to discuss and to consider, and our goal with Anikontuhan is to simplify what you are trying to learn. Of course, you have seen some of our segments live Anikontuhan with some of our guests from other destinations in Canada, in Finland as well. You can still check them out at YouTube. All right, check out our YouTube account at Study Abroad Anicon. And this will be our first StreamYard Anicon 200, of course, with Japan this time, with Mika-san of KUAS. Okay, there you go. It's a different kind of information session, directly trying to ask our guests on what you need to know about studying abroad in their school, in their country, the perks, of course, culture experiences, and more. Because, of course, this is your future. We want to simplify everything so you can easily focus on the things that matters. Okay, so that's our goal. Um, because studying abroad is an investment, you need to understand that not all the things that you want should what I'm trying to say is not all the information that you need. Of course, the conditions that you want. Sometimes you may need to make a compromise. For example, I often get a student like they want an affordable destination, but they want to do it maybe in Canada. You can't do that because generally speaking, that's how we do it here, non-biased. If you're looking for affordable destinations, it's not really the traditional places. Not Canada, not Australia. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for budget affordability, East Asia is one of the places that you should consider. If you want to learn a language that you can use later on, East Asia is also a good place. If you're looking for a destination that's still ripe for the picking, meaning that there's an opportunity, not that crowded yet, Japan is one of them, right? So it's up to you what your goals are. You need to compromise some stuff and focus on your main goal. And this is what I hope we can learn when we make this discussion. Right. So just in case later on, I'm going to be flashing this again. If you need professional guidance still after this discussion, just email your resume at the screen that you can see right now. You can screenshot this one. Our service fee starts at free or zero. Okay. Don't worry. Depending on what you need, of course, we do charge some amount, but I guarantee you, when you work with us, the service that we provide is up until you graduate, so it's worth the investment. But of course, if you don't have any budget, no problem. Some of our services here are for free. We'll just set your expectation. We'll guide you until you are in Japan. Okay, so that is this segment. How do I go back? Okay, there you go. I'm back. All right, we have three watchers right now. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping this is not our staff, it's somebody new. But for some reason, guys, every time I try to do something about the StreamYard, there's a discrepancy about the viewers I can see and the one viewers on Facebook. I'm sure there are a few watching as well on YouTube. If you have any questions, just type them down on our comment box, and we'll be happy to answer them later on. All right, enough of me. I've been talking too much. I've had coffee this morning, which is very, very good. I'm trying to change to matcha, Mikasan. They say it's much more healthier and gives you more up in a longer period of time. Caffeine is better with matcha, is what they say. But anyway, I give the floor to you. Should you wish to share your screen, you can begin and we can ask more later on. The floor is yours, Mikasan.
All right, thank you very much, Kuya Jero-san, for the wonderful introduction about Japan as well as KUAS. So I think it's now my part to explain about our university. So I'm very happy to introduce our information as well as I will be sharing screen to introduce about our university.
Yeah.
Wait,
Can you click
let
present, share screen? Sorry, I'm not
share
good at this flow.
screen and wait,
Found it?
is it window? Wait, let me
Present, then share screen. Hi,
share
Georgie. Georgie's in the
screen.
office right now.
StreamYard. I think this one. Can you see my screen right now?
Oh, not yet. Wait. Let me add it. There you go. I can see it now. Perfect.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. So once again, hello everyone. Konnichiwa. My name is Mika Saito from the Kyoto University of Advanced Science, and I work as one of the admission officer at our university. It is my pleasure to share about our university's information for the future reference of the Filipino students. And as Kuya Jelo-san has explained, Japan is actually one of the top affordable country for you to consider to study abroad for your higher education as well as your career opportunities. So I hope I can give you a good information today. So this is a fast fact about our university. We are a Japanese university called the Kyoto University of Advanced Science, or simply known as KUAS or KUAS. We were founded in 1969 as a private university with having more than 3,600 students currently studying at our two campuses, which includes Filipino students as well. We have 5 undergraduate faculties and postgraduate schools available for both Japanese and international students. And for the international students wise, we do have more than 330 international students who are studying at our campuses as a full-time basis currently. And as for the nationality-wise, we have more than 40 countries who have came to Japan, came to Kyoto to study at our campus. So we are one of the Japanese university that offers an international programs at the international environment while you are in Japan. So just to give you a brief background about Japan and our prefecture, Kyoto, we are a Japanese university which is located in a place called Kyoto Prefecture, or just beside the second biggest city called Osaka. And from our Tokyo, our capital, it is only around 2 hours distance away by Shinkansen, or also known as a high-speed railway. From Osaka, it's only around 30 to 50 minutes right away by train. So we are located in a quite convenient place in Japan. And among more than 700 universities which is originated in Japan and located in Japan, why international students should choose to study in Kyoto is because there's 4 unique reasons. First, our city is very, very traditional. We do have a lot of World Heritage sites and historical constructions. So definitely, if international students studies at Kyoto Prefecture, you can learn about the genuine Japanese culture by living and focusing with your studies. And secondly, not only university, but Kyoto has a lot of educational opportunities available for international students, which includes vocational schools and language schools as well. So Kyoto is known as one of the academic city center in Japan. And thirdly, we do have a lot of international students who are coming to Kyoto to study for both short-term and long-term durations. So if you come and study at Kyoto, you can make friends with not only at KUAS campus and not only with Japanese friends, but you can be friends with other international students who are studying at KUAS and also studying at other educational institutions available in Kyoto. And lastly, which is most important, we are known as one of the innovative city center in Japan as well. And one of the famous global company which was originated in Kyoto is called Nintendo. I believe Nintendo is also famous among Filipino younger generations with games and gadgets. And we do have other famous companies such as Omron, Semiconductor, Kyocera, and so on for these kind of companies to be originated in Kyoto. So in other words, you will have a lot of internship opportunities to be engaged with Japanese global companies if you choose to study in Kyoto. So this is a brief information about our prefecture, and now I would like to briefly introduce about our university. So our university, Kyoto University of Advanced Science, have two campuses, which is called the Uzumasa campus and Kameoka campus. If you are majoring in business or engineering program, you will be based in Uzumasa campus. But if you are majoring in bioenvironmental science program, you will be based at Kameoka campus, which is located on the mountainous side. But both campuses are quite convenient. We are not so far from our Kyoto main station. So it's quite a very good location for you to go traveling during your vacations. So here are some more pictures of our Uzumasa campus. So I hope you can refer to it. All right, so 4 reasons to choose KUAS. Why not other Japanese universities? Is because we have 4 unique reasons. First, our university provides a very practical education. So if you're one of the students who likes to do group works or who likes to do hands-on training similar to vocational schools, but with academic education, then we can provide you an excellent course for Filipino students. And secondly, we also have an excellent career opportunities for our students. So definitely, if you want to work in Japan after you graduate, we can also assist you in terms of your careers. And we provide free Japanese language courses up to 2 years for our undergraduate students, and our major subjects will be conducted in all English programs. So Filipinos are highly welcome to apply for our program without having Japanese language ability, because our university will be the one to educate you in terms of your Japanese language. So the available programs at KUAS, there are 4 courses. We provide Faculty of Engineering as our first course, and we have started Faculty of Bioenvironmental Science and Faculty of Economics and Business Administration from just this year. And for the last program, we are offering Graduate School of Engineering, which is a research-based course for those students who want to study at postgraduate program. So these 4 available courses would be the English standard programs which we can provide for Filipino students. So I would like to briefly introduce about each courses. The first program we are offering is Faculty of Engineering, which includes bachelor and master and PhD courses. And for the undergraduate level of engineering program, we do have a lot of multidisciplinary engineering program available for Filipino students to pursue, which includes mechatronics, computer science, robotics, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and somewhat chemical engineering classes will be included in this program. And for the last year, final year project, you will be indulged with capstone project as your graduation requirement. So in short, you don't have to do a bachelor's thesis in order to graduate from our engineering program, but you will be formulating in a small group and you will be paired up with a Japanese company to do some kind of joint academia collaboration as your graduation requirement. So as you can say, you can get as I have mentioned earlier, our program is very practical. So you have to make actual prototype for you to be assessed as a graduation requirement. And this is called the capstone project here at KUAS. And as for the Graduate School of Engineering, we also do have an engineering program, but unlike the undergraduate course, it's going to be a research-based curriculum. So you have to work on with your research topic in order to learn and study at Kyoto University of Advanced Science. So please be sure to prepare your research proposal in order to apply for our course. So today, I think it's very hard for you to imagine what kind of laboratory we have at Kyoto University of Advanced Science. So I brought some sample research outputs available by our professors. So we do have a professor who is doing a laboratory related with magnetic materials. So if you are interested with magnetoscience, maybe you can consider about KUAS. These are some of the sample equipment that is available at our university. And we also do have a professor who is doing about research related with laser beam and crystal devices. So maybe you can also consider about this laboratory for your engineering major. If you are one of the students who is doing about chemical engineering or chemist, you can also consider about learning a material science or material chemistry here at KUAS. We also do have a professor who is doing about power devices, semiconductors for automobile industries and also home appliances. So maybe you can also consider about our international professor, Professor Alberto Castellacci's lab for you to conduct the research. He's also doing about thermal, I think, energies and thermal energy and devices for his research. And if you're one of the students who is doing about quantum science, then you can also consider about Professor Nakamura's laboratory. Currently, there's one Filipino student who got a full stipend scholarship in studying about quantum science at Nakamura Sensei's laboratory. And we also do have a professor who is doing about battery engineering or ionics as a chemical engineering. So you can also consider about this program. And if you are one of the students who wants to do about mechanical engineering, then you can also do some kind of, can consider about Matsumoto Sensei's laboratory for the mechanical engineering and function or strength or structure of materials for you to conduct a research. He's actually having a joint research with Honda Automotive in Japan. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to do some kind of joint activities with top Japanese manufacturing companies. And if you are one of the students who is more on computer science side, then we do have a professor who is doing about computer engineering, metaprogramming, AI, IoT technologies, and embedded programming system for you to learn about computer science. We also do have a professor who is focusing about wearable devices, data science and data collections, computer interaction devices for you to learn about computer science. There are some students who is doing about game development and gamification at Dr. Zilu Liang's laboratory. So if you're interested with wearable devices or gamification, maybe she could be your potential supervisor. So these are just a sample research output and potential supervisor for your research topic. So if you're interested, please kindly visit our website for more information. Today, it was just an introductory about our professor's lab. And the second major that we are offering would be the bioenvironmental science program. So if you are interested with learning environmental science, bioresource science, pure biology, or pure chemistry, then this could be your perfect course for you to study in Japan. And we also have a business program available at our university. So if you are one of the students who wants to learn about business and economics, finance and accounting with having an example and opportunity to visit Japanese company, then we can help you with a program. And other than the major-wise, we also provide a Japanese language education for our students. So you can learn 2 years of Japanese language without paying additional fees or without going Japanese language schools. And that was a major-wise. I would like to briefly share a story about our dormitories as well. So we do have international dorms available for our international students to live for maximum 2 years. This is a picture of our on-campus time, which the food or the meal plan is included in the monthly fees. We also have dorms available at off-campus if you are the person who wants to cook by yourself. We also do have a dorm available in a completely in apartment type, so you can secure your private life if you live in Uzumasa dome. And we also have a dorm with more reasonable price of the rooms. So as you have seen our pictures, you can choose our dorm or which dorm you would like to live based on your needs. And we also have a Kaneoka dorm available for our students. All right, so now I would like to share about the student life at KUAS. Because we are considered as a mid-sized university in Japan, we provide extensive support provided by our university staff. So for example, we provide a buddy program which would be run by our senior students. So if you have any questions regarding about KUAS, when you come into Japan, you can always ask questions to our senior students. And for the academic wise, our international professors will be assisting you with your academics. So if you have problems with your classes, you can always seek some kind of support from our international professors. And also, if you need some kind of documentation help or questions regarding to settling life in Japan or your visa status, you can always ask our international liaison office members for you to seek help from our international office. And also, our university, we always arrange some events or occasional gathering for our international students so that you don't feel homesick or culture shock while you are studying in Japan. And today I brought some photos of our example student events that is organized by our university and International Student Council. So I hope you can refer to it. So we do have a lot of events such as galas, barbecue parties, and this picture is about Japanese sticky rice knitting event by international students. So you can actually learn about the Japanese culture by joining these events as well. Some of the students were enjoying the snow this year at KUAS, and we also have two Filipino good-looking boys wearing the Christmas costume during the Christmas event. So a lot of fun events are ongoing at Kyoto University of Advanced Science. I hope you can be one of the students who will be joining our community. And as for the career support wise, what is good about choosing Japanese university is that you don't have to do a job findings by yourself. Our career supporting center will be assisting you in terms of finding jobs in Japan. So we provide a lot of career educations and internship opportunities available for our students. And this is a picture of a job matching event, which is run by our Career Supporting Center for our international students. So as you can see in the photos, we will be assisting you during your fourth year in order for you to find job in Japan so that you don't have to worry about your visa status. And these are some of the sample company names that we have sent our students to, so I hope you can refer to it. We are expecting that international admitted students will be following similar track or similar company that they will be getting employment from in Japan if they will be joining KUAS. And we also do have a lot of club opportunities as well for you to join and enjoy our university life besides academics. So we highly encourage our students to join both athletic clubs and other kind of clubs if you are interested. And for the part-time jobs, similar to, I think, Canada and Australian institutions, Japan allows you to do part-time jobs with your student visa status up to 28 hours per week. So maybe you can do some kind of part-time jobs during your weekends, and you can focus with your academics during weekdays for you to earn some kind of living allowance while you are studying at KUAS. All right, so that was our university feature, and now I would like to briefly share some information about the fees and the scholarships. So as for the fees, we will be collecting around 8,000 to 11,000 US dollar per year as your tuition fee. Our undergraduate program is a 4-year courses, and our master is a 2 years, and PhD is going to be a 3-year coursework. And besides these tuition fees, you have to spend around 700 US dollar per month to support your living in Japan. So you need to have your financial supporters spending your living allowance besides the tuition fees. However, we understand that our university is a private university with having a little bit expensive tuition fees and living expenses might be a little expensive compared to Filipino culture. So our university have arranged two kinds of scholarship available for international students, including the Filipino students. The first scholarship is called the KUAS scholarship. This is available during application procedures. So if you are awarded during our application procedures, we would be providing you with either 30%, 50%, and 100% tuition fee reduction for the whole program. Or if you are awarded as one of the super students, then we would be providing you with full stipend scholarship, including the living allowance provided from our university. And the second scholarship that we are offering is only for the undergraduate program students. If you couldn't get the KUAS scholarship during application procedures, but if you still wish to enroll KUAS, then we would be awarding you with either 50% or 100% school fee reduction scholarship based on your GPA from the second year. And we also do have more scholarship opportunities available in Japan, so you can consider about studying abroad to Japan because Japan has a lot of financial aid opportunity available for our students. So this is a comprehensive chart for our scholarship. So what you have to pay is only the association fee if you are awarded, which is 100% for the super students. And these are some of the pictures of our students who were awarded with our scholarship opportunity. I'm sorry I didn't prepare a picture of our Filipino students, but of course Filipinos are always awarded with our scholarship as well. So I hope our university scholarship information would be a good source for you to consider today. And I think that's all for my information. Thank you very much for listening. And if you are interested to apply our university's program maybe in your future, then our agent, Anekon, is our official representative. So please consult Anekon counselors anytime regarding the application procedures about KUAS. All right. So thank you
All
very much.
right.
And I think I would like to pass back the stage to Jero-san.
No, just stay there, Mika-san. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right. So thank you for that very informative discussion about KUA. So to our watchers right now, I got a few messages inquiring about some specific information. So I'm gonna tackle that later on. I guess this segment now is basically to ask Mika-san about certain questions that are commonly asked by international students or anyone who's potentially thinking for their parents if they should choose their child to study in Japan, in KUA specifically. First question, Mika-san, are you ready?
Yes, sure.
Sure. Okay. First question would be, why Japan needs international student right now? Why Japan? Why not other countries? Of course, the competition, as you know, is always with the traditional market. We know that. Why Japan right now, and what is the need for the international student market?
Okay, thank you very much for these questions. In my perspective, and based on the Japanese government information, I think there's two issues that we are facing in Japan right now. Firstly, Japan is in a shortage of labor workers right now because we are in an aging population, aging society right now, unlike the Filipinos who have a lot of population in younger generations. So we do have a lacking of human personals in terms of company. So we are opening the pathway for international students so that we can provide a lot of job opportunities, not only for Japan, but available also for international students to support the Japanese economics. I think this would be one significant issue.
Mhm.
And secondly, Japan, although originally and historically we do have a lot of global famous companies such as Toyota, Hitachi, Mitsubishi, and so on, we don't have engineers, especially who can speak a very fluent English for
Ah,
those companies. But the Japanese companies, we want to transform into the real global company. So let's say Rakuten and Uniqlo, they're making their company language as an English language already, English medium inside the company to work in Japan. However,
mm,
the Japanese newly graduates, we are having very difficult situation in order to, find a good workers, newly graduate workers in Japan. So we want to also give a pathway for
Uh-huh.
international students to work actively in Japanese companies so that our Japanese company can be transformed into a real globally admitted companies.
I see. That's a good point. I think that's a new information for me when you mentioned that you need the international students to help transition to a global environment,
Yes.
like, right? So
Yeah,
more
not
people can.
only in terms of language, but in terms of innovations and ideas. Traditionally, like
Mm,
50 years back ago, the top rich company was like Sumitomo, Mitsubishi, Hitachi,
yeah.
Toshiba. It was all Japanese companies. But right now, the most famous companies are always the GAFA, the Google, Amazon, and Facebook. And I think they are successful is because they have a good mix
Mm,
workers of U.S. citizens and also international workers. So I think Japan is in a transition period for
okay.
us to not only hire the Japanese workers but also to have a mix between international workers and Japanese workers. So that is also
Mm,
another reason why, including our university and other Japanese national universities and international universities, are offering many scholarships and offering a lot of English programs.
okay. Okay. My second question would be connected to that. Usually for Filipinos, as you know, they would consider studying going abroad either via student visa or via work visa, right? I'd like to know your input. If we're talking about a Filipino, for example, what are the advantages of going on a student visa versus going on a work visa? Because Tokote is very big right now, but
All right.
I don't think they have one directly for engineer, but they do have for trades. But why would they go for a student visa pathway?
Okay, this is also another good point. In my perspective, I think there's two benefits of going for the student visa instead of work
Uh,
visa. So it depends on what you want to do in Japan, but if you think these two ideas that I will be giving right now would be a good fit for you, then maybe you can also consider to go for student visa. Firstly,
mhm,
if you go for student visa, in Japan's case, there's a point system available if you want to get a permanent residency in Japan.
mm,
Usually, PR, the permanent residency in Japan, you need to work for 10 years in order to get a residency in Japan. It's really a long pathway. But if you use a highly skilled worker point system for international workers, then you can reduce the number of years to get permanent residency in Japan. I think the fastest you can get is 3 years. And
seriously?
yeah, and then one of the requirements that Japanese government or the immigration agency services will request you is, did you have a graduation diploma
Mm-hmm.
degree in Japan? Can you speak Japanese? Are you young? And those kind of, questions or point system is available for international workers to apply for permanent residency if they want to reduce the number of years. So if you consider starting to study in Japan first for undergraduate program or graduate program, then definitely it's going to be a benefit for international workers if they are considering to get for permanent residency. And
I see.
another
Mhm.
thing, the second point I would like to introduce is that if you study in Japan first and if you apply for the company, then the salary or the payment the company will be offering would be the same amount with the Japanese workers. But if you go for work visa directly, then I'm not sure about engineering position. It might be the same, but if you go for like a hotel or care worker, it's not going to be as high as the Japanese workers
Mm,
will be paid by the company. So this might be one of the,
mhm.
disadvantage that if they go for work visa. So if you think you want to get permanent residency and if you want to have a payment as the same as Japanese worker from the very beginning, then I would advise you to go for student visa. But if your purpose is to get an experience in Japan just for a short while, and let's say if you have a plan to go back to the
Mhm.
Philippines after you have worked, then probably work visa could be also good because even though the salary might not be as high as a newly graduate from the Japanese university, but I believe the Japanese payment is still high compared to the Filipino companies or the working in the Philippines as a
That's correct.
average salary.
Correct. How about in terms of work stability? Do Japanese companies pay more value for those who went the student visa versus direct work visa?
In terms of the working conditions, I would say it's more or less the same, but it
Okay.
depends on the company size. So if you get a job offer from big company, then definitely working condition is much more excellent. The company
Yeah.
will assist you with your housings, they will assist
Mhm.
you with your commutation fee, and they will be assisting everything. But usually for those who offers a work visa directly to the for overseas workers who will be applying from outside
Correct.
Japan, then I think it's not going to be a big company because big company has already enough resources, human
I see.
resources, that they will be hiring in Japan.
I see. Those are very, very good points because those are, of course, one of the most common things that people are considering. And what we always tell as well on our end is that in terms of security, longevity, I think there are more benefits to student.
Yeah.
I guess the analogy that I always use is the higher you invest, the higher the return. And that's the
Yes.
reality, right?
And also, like Kuya Jero-san have mentioned,
Sure.
one of the good thing about Japan is because Japanese yen is depreciating,
Mm,
maybe some workers think the salary is also becoming lower compared to before. But I would say, in compared to what you get as a payment and what you have to pay for housings, utilities,
there you
and
go.
everything,
Perfect.
I think the money that you can earn is quite a lot compared to working in Singapore or Australia because I know
Agree.
their payment is much higher, but what you have to pay is also high. But in Japan's case,
Correct.
I think the pricing is quite reasonable compared to what you get from the
It
company.
is. Good thing you mentioned about that. That's what we always tell our students as well because they're trying to look at the conversion from international currency to local, which is not practical
Mm,
because what they should be looking at is income versus cost of living wherever
yep,
they are. And Japan is very, very affordable technically, especially if you're in Kyoto. I love
yep.
Kyoto so much. So very, very good place. All right. Thank you for those information. Those are very, very educational. That's why I love these kinds of topic. Um, Next question would be, can you be more specific about what kind of opportunities would there be from your graduates should they study in Japan?
Should I answer it from the engineering perspective or
Yeah.
okay?
What's the best way? It's up to you.
All right. Because I would say our famous faculty is engineering, so I would like to answer it from the engineering perspective.
Mhm.
All right. So if you study at KUAS and if you're graduating from our engineering program, then I would say we are expecting that our students would be getting a job as a engineer at R&D section or production department at most of the manufacturing companies. These are one of the pathways that we are expecting our international admitted students would go. And actually, we already have a student who got a job offer from Toyota and Nidec and these kind of global companies. So definitely, if you want to work in engineering position in Japan, then there's a lot of pathway to be a computer engineer, mechanical engineer, automotive engineer, chemical engineer, and so on. And
Mhm.
if you don't want to be an engineer, then we actually do have an internship opportunities, not only focusing on the manufacturing companies, but we also provide internship opportunities for banks and finance. And also we do have a partnership with whole retail companies. We also have a partner with transportation companies and so on. So we will give our students opportunity to think about your own career, whether they want to be an engineer or they want to go for different pathways. Let's say
I see.
to become a marketer or to become a salesperson.
Yeah, I also saw on your slide that your employment rate is 98.2%. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Does this mean that, just to clarify, but I think you mentioned a while ago, just in case anyone is going to be watching it at this late part of the discussion, KUAS do provide career assistance. Is that right?
Yes. Actually, if
Mhm.
I say it in general in Japan,
Yeah.
Japan has it's a culture of Japan to provide a job help assistance
Ah,
in
good
all the
point.
universities. So
Hmm.
why our employment rate is 98.2% is because I think there's two reasons. First reason, I already mentioned it, but most of the Japanese universities, they have a career supporting center, and it's
Mhm.
our culture for our students, including international students, to find a job while they are at the final year. We don't do a job finding after they graduate. If you do job finding after graduation, then I think it's too late. So this is one of the reasons why they are pushing the high employment rate
Yeah.
for Japanese universities, including our university. I think the government has announced that most of the Japanese university we have more than 90% of employment rate.
Ah, perfect, perfect. Wait, let me go back to your what you mentioned a while ago. KUAS provides job even before the student graduates. Is that right?
Job will help with job findings.
Help with job findings
Yeah.
even before they graduate.
Yeah, so how it works in Japan is that students has to do a job findings when they are at the final year. And then they will take a final interview with the company, and the company will give an offer letter to the students. So when they will be graduating, their student visa will be smoothly transformed to working visa because student already have an employment letter from the company, and the company will be sponsoring the working visa. So
Question:
this is one of the
uh
reasons why Japan doesn't have the long post work visa like Canada and Australia, because
I
this
was
is
about
our
to ask
culture.
that.
Yeah.
I see, I see. Anyway, so
But
to
in
clarify,
case, oh, sorry.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. But in case if student maybe couldn't find a job because they were too busy with the academics,
You
then in
you
that
are
cases,
you know what I'm
Japan
thinking. Uh,
Japan can extend 6 months duration after graduation to find a job. But if it is unsuccessful, then they have to return to the country.
Understood. But still, 98.2%, because maybe some people will be thinking, because this is the challenge for most Filipinos, they try to play it safe. Like, no, I want to be sure I'll be staying, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing, guys, it's 98.2%. It's very, very high. And you get opportunity to get interviewed even before you graduate. So it's like taking advanced opportunities to get a smoother transition. So you don't waste time. That's the good thing about Japan, guys. It's very efficient, maximizing your time. Once you graduate, you get a big chance of getting a direct application or direct job. So no problem with that. How about Arubaito, Mika-san? Do you also provide
Yes.
assistance with that?
In terms of part-time job, we don't really assist in terms of finding a job, but we do provide an opportunity for students to help our campus open day.
Ah,
And we pay for the students. And then also, if once we receive maybe part-time job information from the neighboring companies, then we will also give information to the students.
perfect, perfect. At least it's like a one-stop shop. You study and they
Yep.
give everything to you already.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, let me check. I have a few more questions here. Two more. Let's go for two more.
Yes.
You mentioned about migration, of course, which is a common question with everyone. How about if they should wish to bring their spouse and child? How does that work? In
All right.
Japan
This
setting,
is
of course. Yeah,
good questions.
yeah,
Do you mean while the student is studying at KUAS or
yeah. While
after
studying.
graduation? Oh, okay.
I don't know what's the policy with Japan right now. Can they bring while they're studying, or what's the best suggestion you can give?
Okay. So I will say it while the student is studying at KUAS. Okay.
Okay, sure.
So if the students get admission offer from KUAS, then students has to show the financial solvency to our university. And
Hmm.
then if the student is bringing their spouse, their wife or husband and child to Japan, then they also have to show the financial solvency of the wife and child to show the immigration bureau that the student have enough source of money for them
Correct.
to support the family in Japan. So in that cases, the student will be receiving a student visa from our university, but the wife and child children are receiving the dependent visa of the student who is going to study at KUAS. And then if in case the financial sponsors of family have enough money to show to the immigration bureau, then I think our international office would be able to assist you in terms of applying COE, certificate of eligibility, for the families. But first you
Mhm.
have to check whether you have enough money for you to support the family, because our university will not be sponsoring the
Of course,
living expenses of the
the
student's
spouse, right?
family. But there
But
was several cases. I think
mhm.
one Sri Lankan, one American student who brought their families to Japan, also Korean student.
So can they bring their spouse even before they are? I mean, can they arrive all the same time together, or the student should arrive
Um,
first?
I would say it's safer if the student arrive first and then work on
Okay,
with the families because the three families or students who I mentioned, Sri Lankan, what's again,
American.
American and Korean student, I think
Yeah,
their family entered Japan later after the student have enrolled KUAS.
I see. And for the spouse, can that spouse start to find a job under dependent visa or change it once they're there, or is that allowed?
Yeah, if it's dependent visa, I think only part-time job is allowed, like
Ah,
similar to student visa. But if they want to work fully, then she has to change the visa status to working visa.
understood. Got
Yep.
that. Perfect information. Very, very good. All right. Last question. Maybe this is very important to us. I think if you guys have seen about the news about Brampton with Indians really arriving there, for Anicon, we really want to make sure that I think Filipinos are very good with this though. But of course, we want to hear it from you, Mika-san. Like we as when we send students abroad, we want to make sure that they understand where they're going, that they are guests in the house. So they need to make sure to assimilate properly. So maybe just give us a just a tone down, like what kind of Japanese culture should we understand when we arrive there? Like what kind of work culture, study culture, so we can easily prepare ourselves.
All right, thank you for these questions. Because I have an experience living quite a long time in the Philippines, maybe I can base it on my experiences.
Sure.
So for Filipinos, I think when you are coming to Japan and if you are going to settle down life in Japan, especially both for maybe studying and for working, one thing I would like to mention is that Japanese people are very on time, punctual uh, culture.
Yeah.
So you would be, I would say, evaluated well if you became punctual. We are not as much as hardworking as before, so we don't do overtime as much as traditionally we were known as an overtime country.
Yeah.
But punctuality, I think we stay as the same as before. So if
Mm,
you
perfect.
are going to Japan, maybe in your future, then if you change your lifestyle to become more punctual, if you are not in the Philippines right now, then I think it would be a good thing for you. And then the second thing I would like to mention is although there are many Filipinos studying in Japan and working in Japan, there's not much many Filipino restaurants are available in Japan. I don't know why, but compared to Thai or Vietnamese or Chinese food, not many Filipino foods are available in Japan. So you might miss Filipino foods if you work in Japan. So I would advise you to be ready to, be open-minded in terms of any kinds of differences, including food, so that you don't feel homesick or culture shocks. And another thing is, I think Filipinos are very good in assimilating and adjusting with the culture. So I'm not worrying so much. But some of the Southeast Asian students, they get a little bit depressed when they are experiencing the snowy winter in Japan. I think it's not only for Japan's case, maybe similar to
Yeah.
US and UK, but
I think
this,
snow is depressing for real.
yeah, because you go Korea often, right? I think you know the
Yeah,
culture.
I don't
Yeah.
like snow myself. Okay.
We're always used to it, but and as a tourist, snow is very nice. You can do skiing, snowboarding, but if you are living in Japan, especially in the snowy areas, Kyoto is not so much snowing, but sometimes it might affect your academics and working motivations. So you have to be ready to adjust with the seasonal influence as well.
I
I
see.
think
I
these
see.
three are the big issues that Filipino workers and students are facing when they are studying in Japan.
Perfect. Super appreciate all the information that you gave us, Mika-san. So I guess that would conclude our quick discussion about studying in Japan with KUAS today. And mind you guys, we are going to be starting to accept, because the thing is, you mentioned about punctuality and the challenge with some of our applicants is that you'll be getting applications at this time, but the application is for 2025 is already closed. So, so what we're going to do with Anika right now, guys, if you wish to study in Japan, is we are going to be opening them as early as now, but we will be submitting them to KUAS by October. Because I think that's the first window, right? For 2026. Is that correct?
Yes, from this
Okay.
October.
Perfect. So we're going to be starting to get those applications as early as now. Then it's best that we talk. For example, maybe you get bored, you don't want to wait too long because our sense of time is so extreme, Filipinos. That's our problem. So if you want to do something, we can recommend you to study Nihongo for the meantime. And I think Mika-san emphasized the importance of learning the language. It's fun to learn something, and I think people are undervaluing learning another skill. Language is a skill, guys. Once you get fluent with it, you get extra pay, get more money. Good, good, happy life. So let us know if you wish to apply and start your process immediately. Just message us on Facebook, and we'll be getting back to you as soon as possible. So that's it, Mika-san. Thank you very much for having us. What time is it there right now? 11?
11:50. 1 hour
12.
difference.
Okay, perfect. You're gonna have your lunch now. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you again anytime soon. Appreciate you always, and I'm gonna see you in Japan probably third quarter of the year. All right,
Yep.
let's talk again soon. Thank you very much, everyone. To those watching, have a good day, everyone. Bye,
Thank you very
Mika-san.
much. Bye bye.